All right. Shall we get started then?
Yeah.
I've started to consume the rum, so all will go well.
All will be well.
All will be well. As always, I'll mark the town hall for you. You're familiar with McDonald's Zone, and there you go. Okay, everybody here? Who are
Yep.
missing?
Yep.
We're missing Anne Phoenix in Foundry.
I'm here.
Hit refresh. I've since restarted it.
I can see all your mouse moving and stuff. That's the thing.
That's weird. Fair enough. So yeah, what happened last time? You're going for you heard word of a mountain climb of some sort?
Yes.
Yes, but before that we tried raiding a a ship with dwarves, right?
Hmm.
And we found out that horses can swim.
Indeed. And they'll still get level of exhaustion from that.
Yep.
Oh damn.
Didn't we take a long rest somewhere in between?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
went
but
from
you can
2 to 1, so
Mhm.
I need another
okay,
long
yes.
rest yet.
We also found a map that was left behind by the dwarves, showing to where their father potentially is. They're looking for, or doing something about the Charladin, which is this like ice crystal glass stuff. Might as well call it bloody obsidian at this point. We are looking for Oya Minartok. Like that.
Weren't we looking for sunblight in the spine of the world? That was the last marked position. Of the dwarves, right?
Yeah, the bottom one, yeah.
Oh yeah, and then for the Goliath, yes. Oh yeah, and then we also had that kobold, not the kobold, the gnome that came up. Same height difference. Forced
Oh
to
yeah,
check
I was
someone
about to say
in
that.
in Lonelywood.
Yeah, in
McReed.
Macredus, yeah, in Bryn Shadow, someone asked us to find the guy from the Morning Lord Temple.
Yes,
Asked us to
yes.
find his friend Macredus, who is in the northern part of the forest of Lonelywood.
Yes.
And he hasn't heard from him in a while. He was looking into stopping the Rime.
To be quite fair, I can understand why he hasn't heard anything, because every time I would have to write the word copper and knobber knocker, that would be one time too many.
Fucking gnomes.
Oh yeah, it's a gnome.
Well, the person who asked us was a gnome, yeah.
No. He's just challenged in height.
Brutally challenged.
That would be pretty much everything. So what's the plan then? It's gonna head in town, or what are you thinking?
I mean, that was what? Wait, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, right?
Yes.
The party was supposed to be where? Inside of this town? Do we know that?
We've
No.
just arrived. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
The party is wherever we are.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I suppose a good first bet for that to check out would be. How many taverns does Darkos have?
This is a good question. I believe. True. Technically, there's a tavern and an inn, as there normally is.
I mean, then checking the inn would be a good first bet, I guess.
Inn and then tavern.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean the inn, because then we know that they're still here.
Fair enough. So yeah, you head on into town and ask for directions and ask for the inn. You're referred to the Luskan Arms. Over here. On your way around, however, I can have a quick round of perception checks, please.
Is my passive perception sufficient, Phil?
It is.
Okay, then I will use that.
I mean, we're still on private dodge.
Pardon?
You private rolled, although it said that you privately rolled some dice in the chat.
Oh. My bad. It was a 6.
Nothing's happening when I try and roll.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Shall I reload?
Might have to.
Can't hurt.
Yeah.
Well, I just realised that I only just got around to actually adding athlete to my sheet after last week, and then that actually puts my AC up as well, which is
Okay,
nice.
that's fixed.
All right, fair enough. Runuk and Othello, you two are the only ones that notice. And can I have a strength? Actually, hang on. Can I have an order of march, roughly? You know, who you think would be at the front, who you think would be trailing, sort of thing.
Whereabouts are we at the moment?
Just walking through town on your way around to the tavern. You're not that far in the gate.
Middle of the pack, as always.
Okay.
I'll say I'm at the front. Why the heck not?
I'm also more at the front, I suppose.
Guess I'll be behind Rick or someone.
Fair enough. Tobias, what about you?
Probably somewhere at the rear.
Fair enough. Can I have a strength check from you, please?
Strength check.
Saving throw, technically. It's no difference.
Okay.
Ben's might have proficiency with.
No,
saving
from
throws.
Tobias. Boring. Fair enough.
We can see the token picture.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's weird. Oh, why is it all breaking? This is what I get. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. Tobias, you didn't hear the dog coming, but Othello and Rook did. A dog comes barking frantically through the gate and basically sort of tries to tackle you, but it ends up sort of jumping up and bouncing off you a little bit. It seems friendly, but it's very much trying to get your attention, and it's nudging at you, it's jumping up on you, and making lots of efforts to get your attention.
Is it one of the dogs from the sleds?
It does look like a sled dog. There is like a part of a broken leather harness off the back of it.
And this is in town still, right? We're definitely in town.
Very much so, yes.
Okay.
What direction does it want us to head in?
It seems to be sort of trying to pull you off towards the houses. It's your general direction, like away from the inn, sort of thing.
Is there anyone else around at the moment?
There's a few people around the streets.
And how are they reacting to this dog being boisterous towards one of our party?
Don't really care. I mean, the dog's obviously being friendly. It's excited, but it's not growling or anything. It's yapping a little bit, and with your sort of lack of reaction, it seems to be getting a little bit impatient and starts like pulling at your shoelaces and stuff like that, and trying to sort of pull you on.
Do we really want to follow a random dog?
Timmy's are about here.
You guys?
Can I try and speak to it telepathically? See if it understands any languages?
You can try.
I would like to try.
You try.
What's wrong, boy?
It appears to be a normal dog, and therefore understands no language.
Can I try and nudge it away with my foot? So it gets the hint.
Shall we follow the doctor?
But
It's tugging at your shoes, sir.
But beer! What could possibly be more important than going to get beer and, whatever else the heck we came here to do?
Wait a second.
This is unusual because he's got a harness on. So, I mean, we're not in any lethal danger. I think we should check it out.
Someone might
Yes,
be stuck down a well.
exactly. Come on, boy. Lead the way.
Fair enough. Your signs of encouragement. The dog sort of bounds on ahead, and you end up in front of a fairly modest house.
At the very least, it'll provide some nice meat.
And it, gets up on its back legs and starts scratching at the door and scratching at the door.
Anybody
Can
around
I,
here?
Can I knock on the door?
Yeah, you can. The house, seems lived in. There's definitely a fire on the go, and a gentleman in his mid-30s opens the door. The dog races inside and sort of jumps about the place. Up the back one of the seats and back down, and up the other seat in the room, and up and down, round and around, and seems particularly excited. You guess that this is its home. The guy that opened the door seems happy to see the dog initially, but then sort of puts a few things together, and he sees his smile fade very quickly, and ushers you all inside.
We found your dog.
Yes. Please come in. I think we need to have a conversation.
You better have some beer in there, is all I'm saying.
We'll get you some beer later, fella.
But I want beer now!
See what I can sort out. Please take a seat. He seems perturbed.
Can I insight check to see if he's just gonna murder us all?
You may. There's no murderous intent.
I still assume murderous intent, but go in anyway.
Fair enough. So yeah, you all sit down in quite a nice sitting room, living room.
That'd be a nice big one if I'm crammed in.
Yeah,
there.
it's like I said, it's a fairly modest house. You could assume the folks that live here could maybe be reasonably successful merchants, perhaps on a town level. So they've got probably one of the nicer houses in town, but not a mansion or anything like that. But it's a nice house, decently furnished. Everything's made of good sturdy wood, all that sort of shit. The guy comes back in with the rather excited dog sort of at his heel, and offers you all a warm cup of cider.
Well, that'll do. I'll swig it down.
It sits down in one of the armchairs and says, "So, my name is Keegan Vellerin. I'm concerned as to how you find this dog. Would you mind telling me?"
It found us.
That's what I feared. Would you happen to be the adventurers I've heard about?
Yes, we're quite famous.
Yes, there's words came down from, well, all around the lake actually. I believe you've done the rounds, and Targus is maybe the only place you haven't visited around Merdaldon. Well, at least yeah, I know it wasn't you that took my partner up the mountain. So, does this mean, since you're here, you don't have anything on at the minute? I would quite like your help.
It would depend on what. We heard there was party leaving for the mountain to find Goliath, and we were keen
Yes,
to join
that
that
would-
expedition.
that was a few days ago, I'm afraid. Your information must have been a bit slow. But yes. My partner is the guide for such expeditions, and he hasn't come back. And if Boy is back, that's not a good sign.
Boy,
Yeah, the dog. He's called Boy.
I
Garrett
mean-
raised him from a pup.
It was just
So-
running around on the street and came up to us for some reason, so we have no idea how long it had been there.
Yeah, well, Boy wouldn't have left his side unless something very bad had happened. Could I ask you to go find him and bring him back?
I mean, it
well,
was
you know, we're very busy people. You know,
But-
we've got a lot on. You know, it's yeah. Depends what's this. What do we get out of it?
Looking somewhat upset at this. These aren't quite living up to the I wouldn't say philanthropic, but generous adventures that he may have heard about.
I'm going to see the expression on his face and go, look, you know, we got living expenses too.
It's a kobold thing. It's how their culture works.
How all cultures work.
He says, "Well, honestly, I don't have a lot to offer you myself. The proprietor of the Luskan Arms is a friend of mine. I'm sure I could arrange for free rooms anytime you're down this end, and I have some like art pieces that I'm sure you could sell if you really wanted, but
Tobias would raise his hand in like a cease sort of motion and say, "We won't expect payment. Ignore the kobold."
thank you."
No,
Utter disappointment. on my
don't
face.
ignore me.
Plus, it also helps that it's the thing that we were going to do anyways, or we wanted to do anyways. So
God, I'm just sick of people saying, "Oh, pay you an exposure."
Although I'm sure you can make the centaur very happy by buying a round of drinks for her.
Might take
I'm
more
su-
than one, but and she kind of grumbles.
Ventora's had enough exposure for one day.
You know what? If you bring him back, I will. I'll sort it out for an evening.
Well, it's better than nothing, I suppose. Just there'd better be some good loot that we find along the way. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, if there's something that can take out an adventuring party plus guide, then probably.
No match for us. We're renowned for not being knocked unconscious ever. Certainly not every time we have combat.
Shh! Don't tell them. No, but do you know which direction your partner left?
Oh, they were going up Kelvin's Cairn. I think they were taking the route from Carconig.
Okay.
Is that the place
wow.
with the invisible dwarves?
Yes. It's like, we just came from there. That's annoying. Okay.
I mean, that's the path they took up. I mean, it's a big fucking mountain. You can pick any old point to go up it, right?
Yeah, but it's to find whatever happened might be the smartest idea. I don't know. I mean, if we could wait a night, then I can ask Boy what Boy knows. That might give us some extra insight.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
And I'm sure that Athela can also do with a small rest, right, Athela?
I wouldn't object. Definitely feeling a bit more cranky than normal at the moment.
So we can be able to come back in the morning, and then ask Boy set off. See where we have to go to.
Keegan's looking a little bit pale at this discussion of waiting what is effectively another day at this point. And but if you really aren't prepared to go until tomorrow, I'll have to ask around and maybe go myself. This is quite urgent. His life could have died by now.
Yes, but you also have to look at it from our point. We just came here from East Haven and Kerkönig, and you're asking us to go up a mountain without a guide to find your guide for us.
I know, I understand what I'm asking, but time's definitely of the essence. A day could make a difference. A day could be life or death. Hell, a few hours could be life or death.
The guy's got a point. Exposure's no joke.
Yeah.
You of all people should know, Athela.
I mean,
I died.
Yeah, but you got better again.
I'm 6 foot shorter.
Seems a small sacrifice to make.
I mean, I suppose we could set off now, but then we need more information on which path the party would have taken.
If only there was an animal that knew where the base camp was.
Yes.
If only. Oh, wow.
If only there was a druid that had speak with animals as one of his active spells.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait a second. It's a ritual. Fuck it. I'll just you discuss further. I'm going to ritually cast speak with animals.
Fair enough.
I forgot it was a ritual.
So yeah, you chat away for 10 minutes and discuss your potential route up the mountain and which direction you would like to go, all that sort of stuff. Meanwhile, Rennick's muttering away to himself and twiddling his hands, and there appears to be something, kind of druidy going on. And yeah, the spell gets cast.
Then I'll ask the dog first. Who's a good boy?
He asks, "Is it me?"
Yes, it is you. But only if you can tell us where your other boss went.
Yeah. The dog visibly. The rest of you notice the dog visibly perk up, and he says, "Yes, yes, yes. I knows."
Yes, then tells me.
How does that sound? How does this sound to everyone else? Is it as
Yeah, Brunok's making various doggy noises. The ruffs and barks and the
okay?
and the yeah, and the dog's having a weird conversation back to him. The dog's kind of confused when you ask for sort of specific directions, and he says, "Bottom of the mountain."
Bottom of the. Okay. What happened? What happened?
Bossman didn't come back.
And how long did you wait?
You see the dog like visibly tilt his head, and it comes up to some sort of conclusion in his head and says, "Lots of time."
Yes. So. Then I know enough. Lots of time in dog time. So there's not that long.
Maybe.
Seconds could be hours.
Yes.
Pretty much. It could be days.
And then I'll ask. Did the boss leave with other people?
Yes. Called them adventurers. Smelled funny.
Hmm. And did the adventurers come back? The smoney fellas?
No. Nobody come back.
Nobody come back. Nobody come. Thinking what else to ask the dog. Would you be able to guide us to boss?
Oh, yes.
Yes. I want to point towards the guy and ask him if he can borrow boy.
Yeah, he gives you a nod and says, "Well, he clearly likes you." So I've been. Are you talking to him?
Yes, this is very cheerly fellow. Right, boy? Was a good
is
boy.
There's a dog wags its tail in response to that, and Keegan sort of gives a almost the I don't want to know sort of head wiggle, and says, "Okay, if boy's happy enough, he's probably your best shot."
I don't know. Vadin's pretty good.
I mean,
No.
Not to say, but I don't think that Vernon can smell nearly as well as boy.
I'll take it.
Oh, and in the meantime, while the spell is still up, can I see if speak with animals works on the centaur?
What do you
For
mean?
science. For science.
Define how centaur speak works.
Does she speak horse?
If you start neighing at me, I will just.
Hell, Runic starts making whinnying and neighing noises towards you.
I'm just gonna flick him on the forehead really hard.
Ow! That was for science.
The hell's science?
Well, now you know that the experiment shows it hurts 100% of the time.
Yeah, I suppose. But anyways, the dog is happy to lead us that way. So And the only problem is that Adela is still a little bit exhausted, but if we're good to go, I suppose we can head that direction. Right, boy?
Mm-hmm.
So, looking towards the others. Shall we
Um,
head off then?
Short
Might
rest?
as well.
Short rest?
Sorry.
I mean, I suppose we were just taking one?
Yeah.
Or we can have a short rest later.
Would that have constituted a short rest?
Yeah, I'm happy for that to exist. Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be a really weird session.
But that's a given.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
Nothing's happening. Ignore the dice that you may or may not hear.
I want to see them in the chat as well.
Hmm.
What do you mean? You see them in the chat?
It just says Phil privately roll some dice with question marks in the place.
Oh, okay. Is the plan then? So this short rest thing you're setting off, yeah?
Yep.
Fair enough. Cool. Give me 2 seconds. I need to check one little thing. Yeah, I'll do. All right. So yeah, it is the target. Targus, you're heading off. Just heading off. Middle of the morning, sort of thing. Middle of the afternoon. Getting on with it.
Yep.
Sweet.
No time like the present.
Cool. Okay, and most importantly, what route are you taking?
I mean, what route is... that
Quickest from here would be Tourmaline, then across, surely.
would it be quickest though?
Can I consult the map and make a survival check or something? So I've got
Right.
cartographer's tools, so I know how to read a map. No. You'd think I know how to measure things by now.
So yeah, the two routes that you can take are either heading back around Kerkonig and heading up that way, or you can head back up the road and veer off just before Tourmaline and head through the Dwarven Valley.
Um, I don't know if I would know, but would a valley like that? Oh, yeah, it'd be known for it. A valley like that, wouldn't it be known for having some sort of danger within it, or like to snow build up in there and nobody goes down there, so it's not compacted, so like you just drown in the snow or whatever, or get buried in it.
Yeah, the dwarves use it. Shit happens. It's called Dwarven Valley for a reason. But no, I mean I mean you can end up with like snow falling down on you and shit like that. But it is fairly sheltered otherwise.
Okay. Do normal dwarves use it
Yeah,
regularly?
it's used for whatever mad fucks are going up to Kelvin's cairn.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, you've got. Oh, interesting. 12 miles, and it'll be 24 hours on foot because it's cross country.
We need to buy some dogs.
Smack speaks. It's 18.6.
Well, 16 to the bottom there.
Yeah.
So yeah. Dogs cross country would cost you half the time, but definitely a premium rate for taking them into the wilderness like that.
How much?
At least double the normal rate.
What's the normal rate again? 6 silver per person per mile?
What was it? 1 silver per person per mile. Actually, honestly, I think given relative danger and whatnot, I mean, would you be taking the dogs yourselves, or would you be wanting guides to get you that far?
I think we could navigate ourselves.
All right. Well, in that case, it's 3 silver per person per mile. Both ways, of course.
We can afford that.
So it's 32 miles.
Can't we just hire them for 2 days or something?
Yeah, is there a day rate?
Uh, 48 gold. that
Jesus.
converts to.
Okay, maybe not then.
Oh, that's the mileage rate. Doing it by that. So yeah, hiring the dogs for that amount of time. Obviously food. You're hiring at least 12 dogs. Yeah, I mean it's definitely cheaper just to hoof it, but it does mean one overnight stay in the wilderness.
I'm sure it'll be.
I'm not paying 48 gold.
No.
Could we?
We could stick with
How
the
long on
dogs
foot
on the
would it
path
take
and then
from
go on foot
from where
there.
we split off the road? It's 16 miles, right?
So that's
Oh, could ask the guy to foot the bill for the dogs. Get us there quicker.
okay. Cool. 7 miles. So that's 7 miles off it. So the rest of the way, so it's like 10 miles. It's 10 miles cross country, so that's still taking you a fair while.
How long?
I mean, it's proper cross country, so it's like half a mile an hour. according to this.
4 miles a day.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there it is.
And to get to Kerkonig, it's by dog sled. It's another day, isn't it?
On foot with like snowshoes in mountainous terrain is 4 miles.
We have snowshoes.
Yeah.
Yes, I said with snowshoes.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's
Said
without.
without snowshoes.
Without snowshoes, it's 2 miles in mountainous terrain.
Wow.
Is it
Okay.
mountainous terrain?
If you just want to go through the valley, no. Which is 8 miles a day.
That's a no-brainer. I'd say unless the guy that's sending us is willing to put up the bill for the dogs to get us there a day earlier. He did say that time is of the essence.
I doubt he has that much gold lying around.
No. How long would it take us on the dog sleds to get to Kerkonig now?
Let me double check.
That was like a day, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
And then a couple of hours,
I think it's about 8 hours using dog sleds, if I remember right.
8 hours, and then a couple of hours to the mountain.
It would be road rates though, so it wouldn't be that expensive.
No, that's true. So 8 hours, you said. How many hours? What did it take us to get to the stronghold?
That was about. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
about right. So yeah, that was about 3-4
Okay.
hours, I think.
You said it was 4 hours a day, and that's
Yeah, it'll basically take us a
3
day to get
miles.
from Kerkonig. It'll take us a day to get to the base camp, basically.
Well, it is a more likely direction, which they went up.
Yeah, I mean, they went through Kerkonig, so I imagine finding the camp would be a lot easier if you sort of set out from that direction.
true. So it's like likely 8 hours, and then plus the 12-hour day trip to base camp, right? Which makes it 20 hours. To get to like the 7-mile mark by sled, how long would that take?
Let's see. 2 hours.
So 2 hours plus the 12 hours of walking, so 14 hours total. Then we've got to find the base camp.
But the
Yep.
dog knows where the base camp is.
Yep.
So technically, it's quicker to go halfway up to Tourmaline and then cut across country on foot up through the Dwarven Valley and up to Kelvin's Cairn, and then we would have to search somewhere around probably this area for the base camp.
Probably, yeah.
Should we just go on foot if it's going to be... If we're going to even try and make this worth a while?
Sorry?
So should we go on foot if we're going to even try and make this worth a while? Like financially.
It'll take you 5 hours to get to the drop off, as it were. So
You said 2 hours.
on foot.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's by sled. So
Yeah. It's 7 miles, so it's 1 gold per person per mile, which should be 7 gold per person. and
Silver
it's
per person per mile.
Silver, sorry. There's how many of us? 5?
Yep.
It would be 35 silver.
3 gold, 5 silver pieces, yeah.
To shave 5 hours off. Yeah.
Shave
3
5 hours off. Well, 3 hours, yes. And then it would be a total of 14 hours.
Could we get to sort of the start of the ridge?
Well,
before we have to camp.
No, it's 12 hours from where we get dropped off to the Kelvin's Cairn. So
yeah, but we could only travel for 8 hours a day.
Oh, fuck's sake. I was basing it on a full day, so like
I was going to
12
say,
hours.
if you can make it to the entrance of the valley in the one day easily, and then,
Well, you said
yeah.
it was. Hang on, you said it was a full day's travel, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no,
instead it's 10 hours
no.
then.
No. It's 24 hours of traveling. Is what I'm saying. It's almost.
Well, by a
Yeah.
full day, for a full day of traveling, I thought you meant the amount of time that we can travel in a day.
I mean, you can push yourselves, but it will incur exhaustion.
Or the risk of exhaustion.
For the risk of exhaustion, more accurately, yes.
Which is a death spiral in frozen tundra. So should we get the dogs to here and then camp like in the mouth of this valley for the night and then set off again in the morning through the valley where it'll be a little bit faster on foot?
Yeah, exactly. I'm happy to consider the valley is just like it is like pseudo road. Like I'm not going to consider it mountainous. So you can make 8 miles a day across normal snow. So yeah, you can easily make it through the valley with a bit of change to get what you need to do. So
Sounds
yeah, I'm happy enough that if you make it to there, have a rest, and then you should be able to find the base camp by the end of your next day of travel. Is that good?
Yep. Let's do it.
All right.
As long as the coffers can afford it.
I'm pretty sure they can.
Kill some.
It's party treasurer.
Party treasurer, yeah.
Don't actually remember how much we've got left.
256 gold pieces in the party
Yeah, we can
fund.
afford it. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Right, I'll just take that off. So yeah, you have a reason. You say your goodbyes. You bring Boy along. I'm assuming you take his broken harness off him and just, set him up normally, and you make your way on up. Here, Boy running alongside
Hold on. How big is this dog?
It's a big sled dog, so like big husky. It's wolf-sized functionally. Yes, you can.
Yes. Hi ho, Silver.
Roll animal handling.
Can I help him with that?
No.
Oh.
Damn it!
You get on his back, and then because he thinks you're like, I don't know, scratching him or something like that, and then realizes that you're staying there and not really doing anything other than like grabbing onto him. Ends up like shaking you free. Can I have a strength check, please?
Bethel's gonna lasso her ass off for this.
Yep. So yeah, he pretty cleanly shakes you free, and you're on your ass in the snow, and he starts licking you, thinking it was some sort of game.
Just for the record, if any of you buggers tries to ride me, that's exactly what's gonna happen to you as well.
Including this part. And I point towards the kobold being licked by the big dog.
Maybe not so much that, no.
All right. I've advanced the clock forward a little bit, including the time you spent chit-chatting and time you got. So you've arrived about here, ready for your off-track excursion. The vague sort of path you can see between the two hills here it's obvious. It's obvious enough. So there's no great skill of tracking required. However, I will take a survival from whoever fancies leading the party. To make sure nothing particularly untoward happens.
I'll suppose I'll do it.
Can I help?
Wait.
Yeah,
You may.
I could do.
One person helping, please organize amongst yourselves who's doing what.
I will do a survival check and then
Roll it
Who's
as-
one assisting?
and advantage or not?
I was going to say Vaden. I think Vaden spoke up first, so yes.
Did it matter?
Excellent. Very, very clean run through. However, as soon as you're roughly halfway along the valley and the Dwarven valleys are just sort of peeking into view, the road is lost and vague, and you can't even see Bremen over the lake anymore. The blizzard starts kicking up. Quite dramatically, actually.
Oh no.
Well, this doesn't bode well.
So,
So-
walking down the road, you see a large snowdrift. His pilots.
We're not on the map.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Oh, I can't see anything.
I don't think that Dodge, Pointy, and Phoenix are.
1 second.
I am.
I'll give you just give us fresh tokens.
Yeah, I don't own any token on with vision and see. Aha. Hold on a second. I feel like I've been here before.
Generic roadmap. So yeah, there's a snowdrift along the road, and there appears to be a person sitting on top of it.
What
What
kind of person?
Yeah, I was about to ask that.
Finger. 1 second. Appears a little bit disheveled. Can I have a perception check, please? Rather difficult in this blizzard.
I can see.
Oh wow,
I can see.
Garvik. Apparently, your previous encounter with the ice and snow has made you a little bit more resilient to the irritating flakes that go around the place. The chaplain sort of sitting in the at the top of the snowdrift appears to be quite wizardly in appearance. He's definitely wearing some sort of robes. On closer squinting, it appears to be a corpse of some sort.
Okay. I'll take a couple of steps forward and give him a poke with my mage hand.
Right up here.
Yeah, within 60 feet. So.
Yep. Doesn't appear to be any reaction.
I'm going to warily... Whereabouts is it? I'm going to warily go forward a bit. That's it. Definitely not moving.
Oh, the body? No.
Anything else around?
Is there any? Yeah.
I just had to phrase it like that. No, it's a blizzard. You know that everywhere is currently moving. But no, the corpse is not moving.
Well, if I can get up to it, then I'll go up and cautiously take a close look. Is there supposed to be some kind of token or something there, by the way?
Wait, it's on top of the snow. On top of a snowdrift.
Yes.
Can I attempt to pull it down with my mage hand?
Yes.
Should I say telekinetically?
Yeah, give me a strength check. Does that work with that?
No, it needs to give me a strength saving throw.
Right. Okay.
Where is it? A second.
Has my closer inspection revealed anything?
So I'm like just shoving it closer to me.
Interesting. 2 seconds.
I mean, that's if a corpse... Is a corpse a creature? Or is it an object?
Depends how you look at it.
We've got no lizard folk, so... It's not just generic food.
Actually, you know what? 5-minute break.
Okay.
What have I done?
So yeah, Athela, as you climb up the snowbank and Garvek, you pull at the corpse, which very much resists your efforts.
Mm-hmm.
The snow pile roars at you.
See the memes channel.
And
Oh.
swiftly disappears.
Oh no.
Athela, can I have a dex saving throw, please?
Okay, right, this would be with disadvantage, except I do have Dangerous Sense, so it's just going to be a normal roll,
Correct.
thankfully. Oof. Not a good roll, though.
Double token bullshit. Yeah, you're on your ass. A large white dragon shakes itself free of the snowdrift and looks around at you all.
Found a gif of a fella trying to intimidate.
The figure
Okay.
appears to be a dragon rider of some sort.
And he didn't react when I poked him first time?
No,
Okay.
The dragon is staring at us, right?
yep, staring you all down.
Well, I'm gonna get up off my arse if I've got a chance to do that. Does the figure look alive now, or is this somebody with a dead person? Is this a dragon with a dead person strapped on its back?
You see, I was going to say, Garvek. Hello, welcome back.
Hello.
Party.
Yeah, I went to go clarify rules and then sort some shit out downstairs.
No worries.
Okay.
Did you hear the roar?
No, I guess there was one.
Yeah, this one. He's disturbed a very big dragon. A very, very big dragon.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Garvik, Athela, you do notice something odd. This is definitely a very, very fucking old dragon. It appears to have... Its eyes are, like, cloudy. And doesn't
Okay.
seem... It isn't looking, like, right at you, rather, in your direction.
Does anybody speak dragon?
Yes, like most of us.
Might be a good
I happen to, yeah.
idea to, make it not be mad if possible.
It's okay. We have our own dragon.
Where did it come from?
It was the snow pile.
Oh, okay.
It says
Oh.
to you, Garvik.
We were just seeing if he needed help. We couldn't see you, oh immense one. He didn't appear to be, so we thought we would attempt to see if he was still alive. Wouldn't be the first frozen corpse that we've come across in the wastes. Oh dear.
Don't like that. Oh dear.
We we didn't mean to disturb you. Gargantuan one. Trying desperately to remember quotes from The Hobbit. Failing. Alas, the horse is not a horse. It is a centaur, one of our party. We did not know that you were here, so we were not prepared to give you offerings.
It's prowling slightly at this point, and Athele, a large snout. I mean, to say that, like, I mean, you've pretty good idea of the scale from the human rider and on the thing's back from the picture. So to say this thing's head is about the size of you is not an understatement.
Okay.
And it appears to be giving you a very thorough sniff and.
I want to try and, slowly back up. Don't appreciate being sniffed at by something quite that large and toothy.
Yes, unfortunately, it's a foul barbarian of the Fae.
It's a good thing I can't understand you right now.
I agree that it's not a suitable offering for one of your Majesty. So then I'll attempt to address the guy on his back and say, then I thank you, Master Metharond?
Melthorond.
Melthorond. Yes, of course. Melthorond. We meant no offense, and we humbly accept your mercy.
So some more prowling continues.
Don't. I'll like mentally like stab to like as many of them as I can. Like starting with Adam, but don't clump up.
Yeah, I don't like how
Tobias,
this is going.
while this gargantuan dragon head is staring down at you,
That's at me, not my dragon, right?
that is at you, yes.
Can you understand him? Have we? Hmm. Yes, this one is not like the rest of us.
To this, Tobias will give a something of a polite bow, and saying draconic, charmed.
The dragon doesn't react to that, but nonetheless moves on. And when it gives you little more than a passing sniff.
Can I sniff back?
Sure. It lets out a meaningful growl. It rumbles something back out in Draconic. And he's staring intently at you now.
Can I do the orc just blank face? There's no clue what's going on.
Excuse his ignorance. He's damaged. I'm sure he meant no offense. As damaged as he has proven himself most useful to our party. He is skilled in ways of healing and in a matter of speaking. Of course, oh great frosty one.
So yes, the dragon prowls around a little bit more. And eventually, seemingly randomly, flies on off.
When a dragon is just outside of hearing range, Runic will turn to Garvik. What did you say about me?
That you were handy to have around.
I
And the
don't.
part before that?
He asked if you were our slave.
I don't suppose you happen to find out why that dragon and rider just happened to be randomly sat out.
Just be grateful that we're not dead.
She
I
rolls
say we
her
just
eyes
chalk
and
this-
goes, "Oh, I
I say
always
we
am."
just chalk this one up to, like, good fortune, and in future, don't sniff angry dragons, and you'll feel like an invisible hand, like, poking you in the chest as this happens.
Runic will respond with, next time we'll feed the dragon, I'll ask it first whether or not it's a dragon. Since I don't, if it's angry, since I don't speak dragon.
It's not my fault that you don't speak dragon. Most of us do.
Then Runic will just continue walking, muttering some swear word in Orcish.
See it, Runic, when you get here under the snowdrift, you see sort of like a little bowl that the dragons are apparently sort of made out for herself to shelter the thing, shelter the blizzard, and you see the sort of desiccated corpses of. There appears to be about 2 or 3 sets of moose antlers. You're pretty sure there's a polar bear claw in there. Yeah.
My breastplate would have been glowing.
It would have actually, yeah. I forgot about that, sorry.
I'm
It's
gonna,
okay.
I'm gonna snag the claw. I don't know, stick it on a bit of leather or something later. Have a nice little necklace, because you gotta look good.
That completely skipped my mind, Phoenix. I do apologize.
It's okay. I don't think it would have made much of a difference.
Oh, literally none.
Just that we would have known beforehand.
So what was the deal with the silent wizard on the back? Because it seemed to be the dragon that was doing all the talking.
Dragon Rider?
How
I mean,
does that work?
Did it seem to be alive, or I addressed it? So
Yeah.
Oh, you see the handout, right?
sorry.
Yeah.
You see the handout, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's a big girl. And yes, be glad you didn't pick a fight. Otherwise, we'd be rolling 5 new characters up right now.
After the dragon flies away, I'll turn to Garvik and go, friend of yours?
Yeah, I think we hit it off quite well.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was the white dragon that a lot of your kin spend their time trying to chase after and serve.
Oh, it was that dragon!
That dragon is the reason there's so many kobold in Icewind Dale. In short.
Ah,
Oh, kobold, right.
Yeah.
if I'd have known that, I'd have asked if there was anything we could do to serve it.
Already in service to one godlike entity.
Talking about in service of a godlike entity, what did the Did the mark see anything different by
No,
interacting with the dragon?
no, not at
checking.
all.
To be quite fair, I was tempted to turn up the head at some point, but that wouldn't have been a smart idea.
I was gonna say, she'd be probably one of, possibly the only other entity in Icewind Dale that Arl wouldn't fuck with.
Hmm.
Then my guess was correct.
So we could have just said, oh, by the way, Oral says that you're a total stinky doo-doo head. And
No, because they don't really care about each other. Because why does an ancient surely like a frozen wonderland is exactly what an ancient white dragon would want.
It's an ancient white dragon.
Oh, did I say that? Whoops.
Oh no.
Ancient is over 800 years old, I believe. So yes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I counted squares. I was like, oh no.
The dragon rider, was it alive to say, or did it move at all?
It looked like a corpse, but you know,
Yeah, well,
necromancy's a thing, right?
It's a lich. It's a lich.
like, did it move at all or acknowledge us, like when Garvik spoke to it?
No, it seemed to be only speaking to the dragon.
Right. Did it speak to the dragon in a language we could understand?
No, it was probably telepathy. She didn't hear anything.
Right. Fuck. Okay.
Oh dear. Well, I'm sure this will never come up again.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So,
Also, guys, as written, for surviving that encounter, you get a level.
what?
What?
Genuinely.
Yay!
Wow.
Yep.
So-
As written, that is one of my markers for a thing in the campaign. I rolled the dice to see if that would happen, and it happened.
So we level up?
You had a 1 in 20 chance of becoming level 5,
Damn.
Damn.
which will come into effect at the end of this
Aw.
quest.
At the end of the quest.
At the end of this quest, yes,
Cool.
Okay.
because that stops you from getting too stupid.
Aw, but stupid is fun.
But double attack.
No, end of this quest. I was gonna say the end of this quest will whether that's next week or the week after. End of this quest, 1 week break, just so I can get my head straight. Then chapter 2. Starting chapter 2. Well, you're technically in chapter 2 at the minute, technically, because you had that encounter. But anyway, yeah, technically, you're doing a chapter 1 quest in chapter 2, strictly speaking. But anyway, that is a chapter 2 encounter, and you're level 4. Therefore, you've unlocked new content.
Hmm.
But yeah, you can
Huzzah.
bump yourself up to level 5 next time you're back and resting in Lonelywood. How about that? Which is probably the end of this quest. Let's face it.
Did it fly off?
Yes.
And it's still a blizzard.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
it's white dragon. It don't give a fuck.
I'm not questioning that it could fly or not. It's a fucking dragon. What I'm questioning is, like, would anyone else see this dragon fly off?
Not really. No, visibility is absolute shite.
Yeah, that's why I asked about the
Yeah.
blizzard.
Yeah. It does seem to lessen a little tiny bit when it flies off.
Hmm.
Because, you know, glare effects and whatnot.
Of course.
You say there was some moose horns and stuff?
Yeah. General
Um,
desiccated corpses of tundra wildlife, as it were.
do they look good enough to like display on a wall if properly treated?
I mean, there's bits of them left. Like, the dragon very clearly ate large chunks of them whole.
Imagine they don't regurgitate the bones either.
Maybe later, but I don't think they really need to, no. You will be glad to know there was no humanoid corpses in that pile.
In that pile.
That you know of.
Awesome. Shall we, like, get the hell away from here then?
Yes.
So
Sounds like a
you
plan.
travel on for another hour or so, and you arrive at the entrance of the Dwarven Valley. You're able to find a fairly sheltered, sort of natural cutout in the wall.
We kind of came at it last time from like the upper end, right?
No, we didn't even come close to it. We came to here.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, right, okay. Alright.
So yeah, you're able to find a divot in the wall that's big enough for you all to fit in, and if you want, you can take a long rest. I mean, you're taking a long rest regardless, but like, Harry's gonna set up a fire, set up watches. What's the plan?
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Wait a second. Can I, before we do anything, can I use Druidcraft?
Mhm.
To try to help predict the weather?
Ooh, that's interesting.
As soon as we're stopping, I'm going to light my lantern so we have a bit of light. And I guess we will light a fire, right?
Rinnick, you predict that.
Okay,
Oh, positively balmy.
then yeah, I think a bonfire is required.
Bonfire is always required around here.
Shh. Then I'll start with getting some wood for a bonfire.
Yeah, no worries. You're able to find some of that. Give me a survival check just for a vague sense of time. Yeah, you're able to find the right sort of firewood fairly quickly. That seems to have a tree fell in a similar little sort of crack like this before, and it's actually fairly dry.
Wait a
So-
second. Why are we doing it difficult? Can I just check if there's wood where the dragon was sleeping? In case you wanted something.
Oh, there wasn't.
Not
Definitely
snow?
not.
It was worth a shot. Maybe he didn't want to lie on snow.
Hey, it's a white dragon. It fucking loves the cold.
Oh, I don't know.
I should probably just move your party token on. Where to put it? There.
It was probably in Targos.
Probably. There you go. So yeah, who's doing watches?
Tobias will start off with the first shift.
Rune would follow that shift.
Okay.
Okay. Can I have perception checks for the first two watches then, please?
Do I need to roll, or is passive 21 enough?
Still roll, please.
Ah,
You can always do better.
Fair enough. Both of you have fairly uneventful watches. Glancing around the place and down the valley, you see there's definitely a few places that look a little more deliberate and carved out. Perhaps, it's what's called the Dwarven Valley. There's, there are local dwarves that exist around here. So presumably they, could be little carve-outs or tunnel entrances that were once used. Nothing seems maintained or used recently, but there's signs of people that could have lived here, I suppose. And next two watches, please.
Yeah, Garvac will go.
Okay. I guess I'll get the second one at the darkest time of the night. Dark vision.
All right, give us some rolls.
I I would have cast Mage Armor on myself before.
Yeah,
settling
no,
down.
I assume this, yes.
Perception. Nice.
Nice.
Lovely. Yeah, both of you two also have pleasantly uneventful watches, which is a nice change.
Before I went to sleep, I will have spent some time threading that claw onto a little leather thong.
Sure.
How would a horse wear?
Around my neck, obviously. No, oh God, not that kind of thong, you twit.
Sorry, it's headcanon. I think for everybody now.
Oh
There's no.
no.
That's fair enough.
Anybody wants to put their fan art in the
Don't even.
Centaur in a thong. Oh no.
Alright, no longer exhausted, finally.
Indeed. So yeah, today you have your long trek up the Dwarven Valley. You can get 8 miles in a day, so that'll be like.
Sorry, Phil, but to be fair, I was expecting after Pointy said no longer exhausted that you said you now all gain 1 point of exhaustion. That would be cruel.
I'm gonna call it 6 miles for simplicity's sake.
Okay.
Cast Mage Armor at the start of the day.
6 miles, and then you can move half a mile per hour in the mountainous terrain. So you can get another 2 miles in the mountain climb. So yeah, I think you should be able to get to the base camp today without too much bother.
Awesome.
All right.
What's
Can I have a
Boy.
survival? Can I have a survival check from whoever's leading you through the Dwarven Valley, please?
Would still be me. Is
I
Valen still
I
helping?
will assist you.
Fantastic, 2 19s. Yeah, honestly, I'm more than happy that you make your way through there without any major problems. And by my calculations, that is 6 hours. And puts you at 1 o'clock in the afternoon at the other end of the Dwarven Valley.
The prediction for the day said scattered clouds but mostly clear, so it's not snowing anymore. Or not snowing for
Correct.
today. Nice.
But if it's clear, that means it's extra cold, isn't it? Or has
I
the
mean-
wind died down?
The wind's died down a little bit. It's still dim, and there's still the snow clouds in there as you're accustomed to in Icewind Dale. But correct, it's not actually. It's currently not snowing, and it's relatively calm. All right. It's at this point. Boy seems to sort of register a bit more where he's at. And Runa, can I have an animal handling test from you, please?
Sure.
Fantastic. Cool. So for that, I'm going to say you're most definitely on course. And another couple of hours go by. That's about right. And can I have one more animal handling check, please? Or survival, whichever you prefer. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, I'm going to say I'm happy enough, and you make it to the base camp at Kelvin's Cairn. Welcome to Kelvin's Cairn. So yeah, you arrive at the base camp. You come across. Just 1 second. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, you arrive at what would appear to be base camp. There's a couple of tents which have got snow piled up on them, and slightly in them, they're pitched near like an outcropping, which is clearly acting as like windbreak for them. And between the tents is an overturned sled. Still harnessed to this sled are 5 howling dogs. Boy runs straight back over towards the other sled dogs, start nosing at them and yapping away at them.
I'll spend some time casting with animals. You can't normal cast with your spells, right?
You can,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can.
They cost the same level spell slot, of course,
Oh,
but
fine. Then I'll just do it normally because that saves about 15 minutes of having dogs bark.
Yep.
And also, I'll try to calm down the dogs first.
fair enough. Can I have an animal handling test, please? With advantage, since you've got speak with animals on the go. Fantastic. So yeah, between your efforts and Boy's efforts of basically saying that you're dead on, and you're here to help and all that sort of stuff, they eventually calm down, and they sort of pause and sort of catch a breath, as it were, and then the sort of group bark of food, and the rest of you is hearing this bark all in the same tone, saying food. It seems they're hungry.
That's what I would have guessed. Did we didn't bring any rations.
I have some rations, but I don't know what they're saying.
The camp could have some.
Yeah, I suppose. I suppose what I'll do first, though, before I will give the food, is should I untie you first?
Yes.
Then I'll start just untying the dogs.
Yeah. You untie them, and they have a quick sort of run around and stretch the legs a little bit, as they've obviously been restricted to a harness and all tied to each other for at least 2 or 3 days. On sort of stepping up to them, you notice under the sled there are 2 small crates. One's empty and appears within the dog's reach, and you see like a couple of like sort of ration wrappers and stuff, and they seem to have sort of sustained themselves in that. There is a second crate of similar sort of size beside it, but out of their reach.
I'll suppose I'll get that crate and get dogs some food.
Yeah. So yeah, you open up the second crate. There's easily enough food to feed. Maybe it would feed you guys for about 3 days. Of the, it's the ration packs you're all sort of used to. The trail mix and jerky and all that stuff, all the good stuff.
I suppose. Well, I'll try to figure out to get rations for them. I'll ask Boy to fill them in.
Okay, fair enough.
And
Okay.
I
Go ahead.
suppose I'll ask the others to check the rest of the camp.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Tobias would search around.
Can I have an investigation check, please?
I'll poke around as well.
All right.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, neither of you find very much. In all fairness to you, it doesn't seem like there was much here. You know, this is very much just a breather of a base camp. It wasn't a camp out spot as such. It was definitely just somewhere they were pausing to catch the breath before they made their way on up the mountain. It's between the excessive snow over the last few days. You know, the camp's generally overrun with snow, so you know, probably would have taken a lot of effort to find something in the first place. So yeah, I wouldn't feel too bad for not finding anything.
Ah. By the way, ritual spells don't use a spell slot, but you have to have them prepared as a druid.
That's interesting.
I didn't know that. Luckily, during that last long rest, I've got that spell prepared.
Yeah. So they take 10 extra minutes than the casting time, and they don't use a spell slot.
That's pretty
Yeah,
legit.
that's just ritual spells. Don't If you cast it as a ritual, it doesn't use a spell slot.
Mhm.
If you just cast it, it still does.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, can I have one more investigation check, please?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh god, that was bad rolls.
You know, 15 is exactly enough. Funny enough. So yeah, Tobias Thales, you're poking around the place, but Garvek seems to just have a knack, or maybe he got lucky, and comes across a map in a satchel under one of the tents, and it has a plotted route up the mountain.
Hey guys, I found a map. It's got a plotted route up the mountain.
It's handy. Anything interesting on it other than the marked route?
The fact that it's here probably explains why they got lost.
True. Or something happened at camp.
I'll ask the dogs. No, I'll ask the dogs if some.
Sorry, Bacon? Missed that. Sorry.
I'll ask the dog if something happens when their boss left with the weird smelling adventurers.
Didn't really know. I mean, this isn't out of the normal for them. They normally stay at base camp and, you know, Garrett goes up the mountain or wherever they're at. So, you know, it's business as usual as far as they're concerned.
I'll ask more specific. So specifically, if there weren't any angry talk, yapping between the humans.
No. The dogs seem fairly happy. They thought the weird humans were fairly happy as well.
Okay. And not to notice, the dogs know nothing.
Well, to be fair, they are, you know, dogs.
Oh, talking about it, and I will point towards the kobold. You can go play with him. To the dogs.
Give me a quick animal handling check, please.
Who, me?
No.
Ah,
Fair enough. Apparently the dogs have heard this one before and start play attacking and looking at you instead. Can I have a strength check, please?
Sure.
Oh, I think it's from Garvik.
No, Runic.
Okay.
Ooh, close.
Oh.
Actually, I probably should have been with advantage given there's so many. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, they're pack dogs, so they're pretty strong, but you seem sort of prepared for it, and they don't quite manage to knock you over with their enthusiasm. The rest of you, of course, Runic seems to hit it off with the pack of dogs, and they seem to have perked up a little bit. So yeah, you need to. Well, if we're going by the book's travel times, you'll have to wait until tomorrow, unless you want to risk a little bit of exhaustion going up the mountain. But
as bit as it's a clear day, can I look up the mountain and see if there's anything at top, or if there's any smoke, like from a fire, maybe?
there's not.
Oh, and talking about the weather, can I check what the weather for tomorrow would be?
Not easily, no.
Not easy.
But you can assume. You have to. All right, yeah, you cast that. Sweet. Yeah, I mean, you figure it's gonna be a day similar to today. Maybe some light snow.
Okay. I will at least tell that towards the others. I suppose then we're lucky with the mountain climbing. No, I'm assuming we can't take the dogs up the mountain, right?
I think you would struggle to stop Boy from coming up the mountain with you, but why would that do that? Weird. I think you struggle. I think you would struggle to stop Boy from coming up the mountain, but doesn't really matter.
I mean, I was going to ask towards the dogs who the pack leader is, and put the pack leader in charge for making sure the dogs don't wander away.
All right. Well, if you ask them who the pack leader is, they'll say it's Garrett. Garrett is pack leader.
Yeah, that's the guy that's on the mount.
Yes.
Which looks like. Wait a second. I'll ask Boy first. Which is the most How would you explain
Alpha.
it? No, the most. The dog that listens the best.
That would
Who's
be
the
Boy.
goodest boy?
Boy is the
Big
goodest
boy.
boy.
Yes, but after Boy, who is the goodest boy? Who's the second goodest boy?
They all look a bit confused. That's not how pack order works. There is Boy, and then there is Garrett. That is it.
I mean, fuck it. Then I'll tell Boy, you make sure that none of these go away from camp, from base camp. They stay here, okay?
He sort of acknowledges it. Gives you a little whiff.
Good.
Okay, quick 5-minute break before we do the mountain climb. Alright. So, what's the plan, guys?
I mean, climb a hill.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty solid plan.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. At least in the next morning. So we're
Yeah,
not
what's
climbing.
the time? 3:30.
Oh, hang on, sorry. He seems to go the next day, so it means you can go
Oh.
at dawn. Unless you want to push it today. But otherwise, you're going at dawn.
Climbing a mountain at night is never a good idea.
No, that's true. We'll have to wait till the next day.
Well, that doesn't matter much, but climbing a mountain with exhaustion is not a good idea.
I mean, it's just been 2 days already. That's the thing. None of us have exhaustion yet, do we?
No.
Not yet.
No.
How long do we think it would take to climb? Also, we don't know if we'd be able to rest at the top. We might wander into something.
That's a good point. How long will it take us to climb?
Let's see. So I'm just tweaking one thing. Okay. Sorry, what was the question again? Sorry, brain's in like 3 different places at once.
First of all, how long will it take to climb the mountain?
Let's see.
Might take more than a day, which we would have to rest on the mountain anyway.
I think you can make it up in a day. I mean, it'll be rough, but you can make it up in a day.
Well, what do you mean by rough?
Well, I mean, as in you can make it up in a day without incurring any horrible things, like within your normal travel allotment, as it were.
Right. Okay.
We ride at dawn.
Yeah.
I think that's the best idea.
Well, technically we could go like just before dawn, but that'd be risky.
It doesn't matter. It's almost always dark, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So
It-
dark
it-
doesn't matter.
It's honestly more to do with how rested you are. So technically speaking, you can benefit from a long rest more than once per day. It is technically a new day. You have traveled, so if you don't take a long rest at this point, I feel like it's fair. But it is darker when it's actually night. Like it is still nighttime, but it just never gets brighter than dim. So
Yeah.
it is still worth your while to try and stick to daytime hours as much as you can, without going in the complete darkness. So setting off at dawn in that sense is probably your best call if you don't want to take any undue risk.
I'm back, by the way.
Yeah, 11 p.m. by the time we finish resting, right? We +8?
Strictly speaking, yes.
Right.
I mean, there is a level of urgency, so if you just want to go up with the lanterns out and do that, you're welcome. The weather is still calm, so will it make any massive difference? Probably not.
Is there anywhere marked on this map where there might be a possible somewhere else we could camp and rest?
Supposedly there's a cave up near the top somewhere. It's marked out about here.
Okay, could we get to that in the span of
Well, they said we could get to the top in 8 hours, so...
Yeah, the camp at the peak is marked up here, and that's where they're planning on, or had planned to set up camp. It's basically just below the summit.
Yeah.
Or at least the climbable portion.
Mm.
And yeah, the cave's marked as like an emergency sort of refuge point of sorts.
Yeah, I suppose we'll check that along the way. So are we going to take a long rest now, or are we going to wait until like it gets dark and then go in the bits where it gets a bit lighter, or essentially our options?
I mean, I'd be up for taking one now and then leaving once we're done.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm just all for setting off now, but you know, depends how everyone else feels.
I mean, if we set off now, we'll almost guarantee that we'll run into exhaustion.
It's not so bad.
What's the first level of exhaustion?
Disadvantage on ability checks. Disability on advantage checks. One of those.
I'm for a rest now and go fresh, so that we're expecting a fight when we get up there, so it's better to be in as good a condition as we can rather than being caught out. We know it's relatively safe here because the dogs have survived for so long.
I think that would be the wise decision.
But then again, it depends whether bias.
I do have 12 wise.
All right. Long resting now and then going as soon as you've had a rest,
Yeah.
or
okay.
waiting till
Yeah.
dawn.
That was for me.
No, the
Oh,
first one is my opinion at least.
Okay. Two options. Can I vote? Long rest and go. Dawn and go.
Long rest and go.
Rest and go.
Okay, that's the majority. Long rest and go. Fair enough. Every feel free to hit your long rest button. Make any changes you normally can in a long rest. Fair enough. Let's fucking do this. So yeah, as you'd expect, after 3 days of 3 days of snow and it being a mountain, of course, any obvious tracks of where the party went. I mean, you know, the map only being a rough guide. You still have to, of course, translate that into real life. So who's going to be the party guide? Would I assume Runic?
It's what Runic is assuming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, sounds good.
Dan. And Garvik, can he help with like reading the map and stuff?
Yeah. So yeah, if you want an assistant, feel free to roll survival with advantage. All right. So yeah, you just make your way up. The first, without any, without any major hindrances. Making your way up a little bit further. So yeah, the first, what will that be? First hour or so on the mountain, it really isn't so bad. Second hour, the things start setting in, and it's definitely kicking in that you're doing a mountain climb in Arctic conditions. As soon as you arrive up to around here, the things start getting a little bit steeper. The path that you're able to navigate is definitely quite thin. So it has you all like in a fairly single file, fairly ragged sort of line. it's definitely slow going. Can I have a general can I have an athletics check from everybody? Just as a general how you're handling it sort of point of view. No major impact, but
Fuck me.
fair enough. Garvik, I suppose you're struggling from all the fresh snow that's around, and it's some bits are almost definitely shoulder height to you, and some bits might even be your air tips poking out of it. But I'm going to say you're slowed down purely from the fact you're having to like pull Garvik by the scruff of the neck out of snow drifts and slides and whatnot.
Oh, I have some for this.
Oh, very nice.
I'll double my weight and I get advantage on strength checks and saving throws.
Sorry, you want to double your weight on a slippery surface?
Yeah, more traction.
Oh, fucking hell, here we go.
Right.
I don't weigh particularly much, but I get advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
Yeah, specifically strength checks and saving throws, not athletics, which is a skill. Strength based it may be, but that doesn't. Yeah. I mean, if you weighed twice as much, do you think you'd be able to run and do general athleticism as well if you weighed twice as much? But anyway, I mean, I thought you were going to do that. I thought you were going to do that the other way around, so you wouldn't slip as easily. Weighing less, therefore putting less pressure in the ice and snow.
Oh, yeah, that would make much more sense. So if speed increases and... Oh, I could jump a foot. Wow.
So yes, your weight is half then?
Yes.
Fair enough. Okay, so I mean, it does sort of run you into a slightly different problem that you get blown around a little bit by the stronger winds at the increasing altitude. But you basically just slow Vaden down instead, and he's there to act as a bit of an anchor for you. But nothing to worry about from a slip and sliding point of view. So there's that. Brennick, bit awkward for you, I suppose, since you're trying to keep everybody on track, and you're almost more focused on the path ahead rather than where you're specifically putting your feet. So a couple little slips and a couple of almost moments here and there, but you're getting there all right. As you approach this pass of sorts between two large rocks, there are 4 mountain goats perched on either side of the little valley and start bleating rather loudly as you come near.
I'll just.
Just ignore them?
I mean, seeing them is already good news for me, but I'll just.
Okay, fair enough. So, yeah, no, that's fair enough. Doesn't need any more thought than that.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the ice troll to spring out from behind a rock.
Yeah, there are any like rocks with inscriptions on the way up.
Yeah. Do we pass any old grey-bearded shouting men?
I'm afraid not.
I mean, you could make the case for the goats, but...
So can I have an order of march, please?
I'll still be in front.
I think I'll be in behind Runic.
I'll be clinging on to. I would say Vaden's belt, but probably like the back of his boot.
Or like some rope hanging from my pack or something.
Ah,
Okay.
yes, actually, I would tie some rope to myself and then tie some rope to his pack.
I can bring up the rear guard in that case.
Yeah, to us to be after those three, but before Othello.
Sounds good. All right. So, you're walking along, and hundreds of feet up the mountain, you come to a glistening white expanse of packed snow. As you get about halfway across it, you hear a loud crack from up in the higher mountain, followed by a rumbling noise as the ground starts to shake.
It's an avalanche.
It's an avalanche.
Yeah, we shouldn't have been yodeling the entire way we were tramping up, obviously.
Obviously.
Yes.
So can I have some initiative, please?
Are we fighting the avalanche?
Of sorts. It's actually a really cool encounter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Classic.
I don't like my roll.
Had a 1, a 2, and a 3. Yep, good. Ah,
Where's my dragon?
ruined it.
One second. Initiative. I can't roll for initiative. On this. It's okay. And double 13s, of course.
All right. So, the way this works, so the typical avalanche is 300 feet wide, 150 feet long, and 30 feet thick. Creatures in the path of the avalanche can avoid it or escape it if they're close to its edge, but outrunning one is almost impossible. When an avalanche occurs, only by creature must roll initiative twice each round. On initiative counts 10 and 0, the avalanche travels 300 feet until it can travel no more. While an avalanche moves, any creatures in its space moves along with it and falls prone. And the creature must take a DC 15 strength saving throw, taking 1d10 bludgeoning damage in a failed save, or half as much in an unsuccessful one. When the avalanche stops, the snow settles and buries creatures in it. Buried creature in this way is blinded and restrained and has total cover. Lucky you. The creature gains 1 level of exhaustion for every 5 minutes it spends buried in the snow. It can try and dig itself free as an action, breaking the surface and ending the blinded and restrained conditions in itself with a successful DC 15 strength check, athletics. And a creature that fails that check 3 times can't attempt to dig itself out again. A creature that's not restrained or incapacitated can spend 1 minute freeing another creature that is buried in the snow. Once free, the creature is no longer blinded or restrained by the avalanche. So, long story short, oh, hang on, you've got a bit more room than that. I do apologize.
Question is now, is it more than 300 feet above us?
1 second. He's right about there. I think that's where I measured it to.
My God.
Oh boy.
Oh.
There you go. So that's it. There's more than enough room for you to make. but for simplicity of running this, you need to move at least 100 feet to get clear of the avalanche's path. So the avalanche starts, in this case, the avalanche starts at 500 feet above the party and sweeps down to the base of the mountain 1,000 feet below. It will move 300 feet on initiative count 10 and another 300 feet on initiative count 0.
And we need to move 100 feet to get out of the way.
Yep.
Just either direction.
Away from it in this case.
Which way is away from it?
Yeah.
Down.
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 For
Okay.
simplicity's sake, yes.
Where's boy?
He's there. He's a dog. He's not going to have any problems. Alright, Vaden. Rumble, rumble.
Jesus.
I'm tied to you, right?
You did say that.
Oh no. Means I'm dragging him.
You could pick me up.
He is light.
I'm
Would it be an
like-
action to pick him up?
Yeah.
30
Thought so.
pounds. Fully laden.
Wait, didn't you half your weight?
You did,
Yeah.
yeah. How long
Yeah,
does that
fully.
last for, though?
Until I stop concentrating on it, I think. 1 minute.
Sorry, 1 minute.
Yeah.
So
That
you're
should be
you're
fine.
you're your normal weight then.
There's no limit on how many times I can cast it, so I'd have just been perpetually.
Recasting.
Okay.
Okay. Would it be half movement to drag him?
To drag him, yes.
Even though he's tied onto me.
I mean, I can. I'm sure we can come to some arrangement as far as damage is concerned. If you want to drag him along, maybe an acrobatics check from Garwick, I think.
I mean, as everything happens at the same time, really, doesn't it? Kind
Yeah,
of.
but
I mean-
I'm gonna be action
Oh.
surging.
Yes.
So I'm like gonna dash, and also movement, which
Lordy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if Garwick fails an acrobatics test, he's gonna be like bouncing along behind you instead of like snow skiing along behind you. So I'm
Right.
going to be getting. I'll ask for a check of some sort from you if that ends up happening.
Are the squares supposed to be 15 feet each?
Yes,
Okay.
because big old scale.
that's why. Okay. So
Okay. Garvick would be
I
fully behind this.
I will use my dash action then.
Okay.
So that would be 60 feet total. So there, right? 60 feet.
Yep.
And then I will also action surge. So use ability and dash again. So another 30 feet, which would be 90 feet if I'm right.
Yeah. Cool. Can I have 2 acrobatics tests from Garwick, please?
Dash action is like an extra 30 feet, right?
Okay. Cool. First little bit went fine, and 2.
Fuck.
Lovely. Cool. Vaden, can I have an acrobatics test from you, please?
Oh no.
And acrobatics.
Yes.
Sake. Brilliant.
Nice. A Garvek has basically end up getting like what one of your bounds like lifted him out of the snow, and he essentially ended up flying towards you and got tangled in you, like hit you in the back of the knees, and he's fell up in a tangled mess, a little bit further back from where you intended. You'll have to pick you'll have to pick yourselves up in your next turn.
I still have a bonus action. I know
Yes, but picking yourself up counts as part of your movement, unfortunately.
Yes, I'm not going to pick myself up though.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I have a grappling hook.
Okay.
Is it possible? Because it's moved 300 feet, right? The next initiative counts to 0 is going to move another 300 feet, which is 600 feet, and it's 500 feet above us.
Yeah, correct.
Right. So I would like to try and stick. Oh no, it's not going to work. Will it work? Can I try and stick the grappling hook in the ground?
You know what? I can get behind that. It'll be a pretty meaty strength check to hold on, but I can get behind it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was wondering if I could do that as an action, as a bonus action. I know it would probably be, well, it's an item interaction really, so.
Yeah. You know what? All things considered, I'm happy to allow that.
Okay. Thank you. That would be my turn.
Ellie. Big old rumble in the mountain.
Oh dear.
Vaden just legged it with Garvek quite literally in tow, and they seem to have got tangled up and have fallen some distance ahead.
Okay. How far ahead? I can't really see. Right, my normal... This is going to be awkward with it being 15-foot increments and my movement being 40 foot. Because I can't really be in between.
I mean, if you dash, that puts you to 75 feet, and we'll give you 5 feet in lieu for next turn. Sorry, if you dash, that... Yeah. If you dash,
it's 80 feet.
If you dash, it's 80, but if you move to the 70, if you move 75 feet, we'll give you 5 feet in lieu for next turn.
Okay, so that was... That would take me to there.
Okay. Tobias.
Nothing fancy from Tobias. So he's just going to move and dash.
Sounds good.
Oops.
I get that.
Is this it? Oh, there it is. Oh, that's kind of a lot less than I thought it would be.
Yep.
Lovely. It is the Avalanche's turn. 2, 3, 4, 5.
What, this counts 0 though. Oh, it's at 10 and 0, isn't it? Oh.
Yeah, it's a bit closer. Actually, you know what? There's no point in having this as... How's that?
Scary.
Good. Garbeck.
I am going to pick myself up and I'm going to I've got no hope of
How far
dragging-
have we moved?
I'm going to suggest maybe untying yourself from Vaden, and then I could scoop you up.
Yeah, would untying myself count as an object interaction?
How would you untie
Or-
yourself?
Or even just cut the rope.
I would consider
Uh,
cutting. I would give you cutting the rope as a bonus action. Since that's
Well, an object
that's
interaction is a free action.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. So I'd
Yeah.
draw a dagger and cut it.
Sweet enough.
And would I hear a fella like shouting that she'll pick me up on the way past?
Sure. I've seen you
Then
tied together. I
You
know
might
it's
not.
just
You might
gonna-
be able to make it if you run.
I've seen you falling over, so that's clearly not
Neat.
worked out.
Whatever. Oh, actually,
Because I've moved, what, 80 feet?
Yeah, you're pretty close.
okay. So I'll just leg it then, dash. So my movement is 40 at the minute because they halved. Halved weight. So that there.
Yes, and I believe that's pretty much this is the safe line essentially.
Oh,
So we'll,
nice.
if my calculations are correct. So yeah, basically, Garwick, you make it that far, and there's like a very distinct drop. So you imagine the flow, like if you get into this little crevice, the snow will essentially, just the sheer mass of the snow will most likely just flow straight over you, and shouldn't be able to flush you out. As long as you keep your head down, of course. Brunick.
Awesome.
Well, since I only have one turn to get myself out of this mess, I'm going to polymorph. Polymorph to wild shape, that's the one.
Well, you've got 75 feet to make, so hopefully something that has got a good dash on it.
Yes, exactly. So I'm picking a direwolf since that has feet of movement. So I'm going to dash for the full 100 feet.
Sounds good. That's right. So yeah, I mean, you arrive at a point and you find like a really nice sort of there's like a sheer cliff of sorts in the mountain, and you figure if you stay nice and tight to that, the avalanche should go straight over your head.
Okay, nice. And since I'm a wolf now, can I shout, boy?
Yes.
Random my turn.
All right. Avalanche is going one more time, I'm afraid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. The thing's a little bit vague purely from how the token works, but who's on this row? Ooh.
Me.
Bad luck. Athela, Tobias, both of you are getting swept up by the avalanche. I'm just going to move you out of the way.
Yeah, the 5 feet wouldn't make a difference there, would it?
Nope, afraid not. It'll be carrying you on down with it.
So what was the thing about making
back
a
to Vaden.
saving throw? Or is that
Oh,
my
good
turn
lord.
that we have to do that?
Okay, Phil. Would it be safe to assume I've got my rope tied to the grappling hook, right?
Yeah.
Cool. With that then, I will get up, half my movement, so 15 feet, right?
Yep.
Keep the grappling hook in the ground, just leave it,
Yep.
but have the rope sort of in my hand because I've got 50 feet,
Sounds good.
and just move to behind the line.
Yep.
And keep hold of the rope.
Sounds good.
And then like crouch down and pray.
Fair enough. Othello, Tobias, can I have a strength saving throw from both of you, please?
I'm going to use one of my lucky points.
Okay. Give us a reroll.
Cool.
All right. Would you like me to roll for your damage, or would you like to roll the damage?
You do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh no. With Phil's rolls recently, I wouldn't.
Okay. One for Tobias. One for Othello. That's bludgeoning damage. Lovely.
So how do we extract ourselves from this, or do we not?
You don't.
We're just along for the ride now. Okay.
So yeah, for the rest of you, there's a large whoosh and rumble, and it's like a localized earthquake with all this snow rushing over your heads. You've got this very peculiar little pocket. Vaden, you have to like stay particularly like hunched over and basically in the fetal position, so the snow isn't like grabbing you and pulling you on down the mountain with it.
Mm-hmm.
But by some miracle, you managed to survive it. The avalanche stops. Another 300 feet or so down the mountain. And that is where you'll probably have to rush to dig Vaden and Tobias out of.
Athela and
And
Tobias.
Othello and Tobias, sorry. It is a fairly smooth slope.
Well,
Is there any
you
chance
finish-
of
sorry.
starting to dig myself out?
Yeah, so let's start that. So, creature that's not restrained or incapacitated. Where we go. So, you both will be getting 1 level of exhaustion for every 5 minutes you spend buried in the snow, and can try and dig yourself free as an action. Vaden, how fast can you dash?
I've only got 30 feet of movement, so 60 feet.
60 feet, you have 100.
Because I've used my action surge.
Fair enough. You have 300 feet to cover. 5 dashes. Given how slippy it all is. I'm gonna say it's gonna take you about 10 minutes or so to get down this slope to get to them. With like 10-15 minutes like safely to get down. If you want to risk, if you want to like actually like try and run down the slope after them, it's gonna be a bit rougher. But yeah.
So wait, you say so we have to wait a couple of minutes for it to be safe, or we can rush down straight.
No, if you are like looking after your own safety, getting down, it'll take you at least 10 minutes.
At
I
least
will.
10?
I will be taking a couple of checks, and for every failed check, it's going to be an extra minute.
Even for me, I have 50
Even
feet movement.
But I mean, you're gonna have to do fewer checks. I feel like you probably get down there in 5 minutes or so.
Okay.
However, let's go back down to base camp. I mean, Ethel and Tobias. Can I have a athletics check from each of you, please? Tobias, you actually break yourself free very quickly. You seem to like your hand seems to find purchase in almost like a sheet of ice in the avalanche, and that's able to give you enough of a platform to help like hoist yourself up a little bit and break the surface. Athela, you're not so lucky. 5 minutes go by.
Okay, I'll put down.
Hang on. You said it'd take us 10 minutes to get to them, right?
Yep, so you're halfway at this point.
Okay.
Except for me it would take 5, right?
It's an action, right, to make this athletics check.
Yeah.
So technically, you could make them all within the first something seconds, 20 odd seconds.
Strictly speaking, yes, but you're going down a fucking slope that an avalanche
18
just went
seconds.
down. So
No, the athletics check that they get to get unstuck.
yeah, but that can only occur after the avalanche settled.
Yeah.
Like they can't pop out. Anyway, yes. But the point is, Athela, you get a level of exhaustion straight back. So oh yeah, forgot to take that one off. So yeah, you're back at level 1 exhaustion.
Yeah, I just added that just now.
Okay, cool. All right. Can I have one more athletics check from you, please?
Oh wait, this is disadvantage now, isn't it?
Oh,
Not that it matters.
Not that it matters. That'll be another level of exhaustion, please. Tobias, I assume you're going to be trying to dig Athela out.
can I even see where Athela is?
Give me a perception check, please. Oh, yeah, with that roll, I'm happy enough that you can find her.
Yep, absolutely. I'll try and help.
Cool. So yeah, Tobias starts digging through the snow at the top, and eventually he's able to get a hand to you, and at least anchors you enough, and is able to clear enough space so that you can breathe. Being a chunky centaur, hashtag fat shaming, you're basically stuck for a little while until the rest of the crew arrives and everyone's able to get you out.
Okay. Right.
2 levels of exhaustion is definitely punishment enough. What's everybody like for time? Don't necessarily want to take this on to 2 weeks, but I don't really mind either. This is another one of those. It's another mind situation where I think is we get more out of it if we bounce it forward 1 more week. Since you are, let's see. Well, you're only that far up the mountain, but halfway,
Okay.
and you've got 3 more encounters. So I think next week we do. If we extended this to next week, I think that'd be a very tidy session for you getting back to the Ramshackle to wrap the session up before a little 1 week break, if you don't mind.
You'd rather end this here?
I would rather end this here. Yes.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
I also like that.
Yeah. Sweet.
I'm back.